Hello my friend, let's follow our subject with the pull-up resistor. Now we already know how it works in its electronic part, so let's come to the code. So I got a code that we already used in the first class. In the first classes, how to send a MIDI note using a button. So here I have my buttons, I have 3. In the same way that I have the schematic on fritzing that's attached in your class. So here I'm going to just read one button for you to see how it works in our circuit, in our code, okay? So here it's exactly the same way that it was before, without changing anything. So the only thing that I'm going to change here is instead of sending MIDI, I'm going to send to the serial port. So let's see what happens if we use like this with the same code as before. Remembering that now, when the button is not pressed, it means that it's always on. It means that actually it's sending noise, because we don't know if it's high or low, like we talked in the last class. So notice that's really random, but when I press, it sends to the ground. So we need to make in a way that's stable on and off. So we need the pull-up resistor. So basically the only thing that we need to change is here when we declare our button here in the input. So instead of just using input, we will put input underline pull up in capital letters. And that's it. And there is another thing that we need to change, but just let's see here. Let's upload. And here, see. When I press, I get off and on when I release. It's the opposite as it was before, because now the pull up is pulling up. When it's not pressed, the button is being read as high, and when you press, the button is being read as low. So the only thing that we need to change now, it's in our conditional. If the button is pressed, or if the button is read as high, serial print button on. So what it means, if the button is being read like high, it's going to send a button on. Otherwise, it's going to send a button off. So the only thing that we need to change is that if the button is being read as low, so instead of high, we put low now, do this. So take a look here. On, off, on, off. The same result, but now with just these two changes in the code, and without that resistor and without one wire, we have the same result. So in the next part, it's time to get together all the things that we learned in this module: arrays, pull-up resistors, and for loops, and create one thing that will make us able to create small codes that will be much more powerful. So see you next class.